Balake. Where is Balake at?
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Ron.
Ron is here, everyone. Welcome back for more SPTV, where every day is a great day not to be in a cult. I just wanted to share some really good news with you guys. This news is actually from a number of days ago, but I know all of you guys don't necessarily pay attention to all of these matters on all of the accounts, on all of the platforms, as I do. So if you hadn't already heard, I wanted to bring you the good news, spread the good word, praise Xenu. That all of the charges have been dropped against all of the protesters who were, by all that means all three of the anti-Scientology protesters, the streamers, the Squirrel Squad, who were arrested a couple weekends ago, outside of the restaurant La Poubelle, where they were protesting. The owner of La Poubelle, of course, is Francois Coster, someone who has been a longtime associate of Danny Masterson, someone at whose restaurant Danny Masterson committed at least one of his crimes, someone who showed up every single day in court. Sorry, I got to put do not disturb on. Someone who showed up every single day in court to support Scientologists and convicted violent serial rapist Danny Masterson. Someone who has continued to show up and support him at hearings post-conviction. Someone who has mocked the victims of Danny Masterson. And the protesters, they took that personally, as they should. Okay, so a couple weekends ago, they were arrested. And let me share some information with you. Bear with me, guys. This is going to be a short video, okay? This is going to be a short video. But I just do want to share a few things with you. First, I'm going to show you a tweet from Film the Police LA, aka Scientology Audit, aka William Good. If you're not yet following William on YouTube or subscribing to him, you can find him at Scientology Audit Streets LA. He's absolutely phenomenal. He's sort of been kind of the reluctant mentor of all the protesters. And I say reluctant, not because he doesn't want to do it, but because he never signed up for this. It all just happened organically. Will does what he does, but now he's become kind of, well, I think mentor is the best word. The guide, the North Star, the shining light, setting a good example and showing people the right way to do what they're doing. Okay, so Will says on Twitter, this is for after the day after the initial arrest of, and guys, I'm sorry to be a little discombobulated in my thoughts here. The three streamers who were arrested were LA Cam, that's his YouTube channel here, and Danny. This is Danny's YouTube channel here. Danny also drove to Austin to protest a few days ago, and he's on his way to Chicago to protest as well. And the other streamer who got arrested was DOA, Defender of Ants. And in fact, DOA had to create a new channel because the police still have DOA's phone. They refused to give it back. And because of DOA's two-factor authentication on his account, he could not get into his YouTube account, had to create an entire new YouTube account. Crazy. Okay, so the original tweet from Will about the arrest and about the LAPD press release after it is as follows. Let's see. If I click on this, does it get bigger? Well, of course it does. Okay. Sorry, guys. I really am being a little disorganized here. All right. All three suspects were booked for California Penal Section 182, conspiracy, and California Penal Section 22810, unlawful use of tear gas. The officer's investigation revealed that the battery crimes, by the way, the battery crime included pepper spray. That was the battery crime. The officer's investigation revealed that the battery crime and the unlawful use of tear gas, okay, they're making it sound like it was two separate things, but it wasn't, were committed by multiple suspects whose actions were planned, organized, and coordinated. The investigation included evidence that tear gas canisters were distributed for purposeful use against others upon confronting and baiting them into physical altercations. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to call Hollywood area detectives. Okay, that was all a bunch of nonsense. Danny, I just like to kind of do show and tell as I go along here. Danny and Cam were booked, charged, processed, and released the next morning and told that they had a hearing on March 13th. DOA was kept in jail for 5 days. And DOA at his hearing, actually before his hearing even occurred, the day his hearing, he was transported to the facility where he was supposed to do the courthouse for the hearing. And before he was even called up for his hearing, he was told, oh, no. All charges have been thrown out. There's nothing here. And so how it seemed at the time was that DOA, all of his charges were thrown out, a week ago. But the price he had to pay for that was sitting in jail for 5 days. And Danny and Cam only had to stay in jail for one night. And in exchange, they have to go to a hearing on March 13th. And that was sort of the question, is like, wait a second. They threw away everything on DOA, but they haven't thrown away anything on the two kids. Like, the kids got to go back to court. Like, they don't know what's going on. Their fate is in limbo here. Okay. Now, the LAPD never put out another press release on this subject. Will, through his dogged research, let me make sure I want to make sure I have what I'm going to share here before I share it, so I don't actually make any mistakes. Here we go. Yeah, this is what it is right here, you guys. Will posts on Twitter, just got off the phone with the LA District Attorney's Office. Let me zoom in a little bit more, guys. Just got off the phone with the LA District Attorney's Office. The case against all 3 Scientology La Poubelle protesters were also rejected at the same time Scott's case was rejected. They do not need to show up for court on March 13th is what he doesn't say the date there, but it's on March 13th. How crazy is it that the DA office doesn't even tell the charged individuals that their charges were thrown out days and days and days earlier? William himself has to find this out by making phone calls and doing the research. It's just crazy. But on all of the SPTV channels, we highlight when these incidents with the LAPD occur and the obviously corrupt behavior between the LAPD and Scientology, and how the LAPD is doing Scientology's bidding for them and treating the protesters very unfairly and going out of their way to answer Scientology's calls immediately. Show up when Scientology calls immediately, but take hours to show up when the protesters call and all this stuff. Because we highlight those things, I think it's also very important to highlight when the protesters emerge victorious. And as of right now, the protesters have emerged victorious 100% of the time. None of these charges have ever even been upheld. Like, no one's been convicted of anything, and none of the charges have even ever remained. What's the phrase that you would say? They're initially charged, the charges are thrown away 100% of the time. When I was arrested, they released me after 4 hours and then claimed I'd never even been arrested, even though I was accused of felony stalking. It's absolute insanity. Who else? There was someone else. No, I think everyone else who was arrested since then has actually had to at least spend the night in jail, which is horrible. But I still think it's valuable for people to know that these protesters have been completely cleared of everything. And the LAPD, the LAPD with Danny and Cam, the LAPD said about them what they said about me. Oh no, they were never actually arrested. Originally, the LAPD said to it was like NBC or CBS. No, only one person was arrested talking about DOA. They literally acted like Cam and Danny had never even been arrested, even though they spent the night in jail and were charged and were told they had to show up to a hearing on March 13th. Okay, I don't want to be any more long-winded about this than I tend to be, but one last show and tell, you guys. You can check out Scientology Audit on YouTube. You can check out LA Cam on YouTube. You can check out Danny on YouTube at @live_Danny. And you can check out DOA's new account at The Lore of DOA. And I have to say, guys, I have no idea what's going on with YouTube. The notifications have gone totally to crap. Almost no one's getting notifications when I go live. There's nothing I can do about it. We're at the mercy of the YouTube gods. We'd be better off being at the mercy of Lord Xenu. No one knows how this stuff works, guys. We only pretend to know. All right, that's it for now. In 1 hour and 45 minutes, I'm going to be doing an interview on my channel and Natalie's channel. We're going to chat with each other, catch up. I love what Natalie's doing, and I want to talk to her about it. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, as always, to everyone who watches until the very end, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right here. Bye.